Hawklings. Today, for you, we have a very special guest on a very special episode on a very special day. I mean, it's April 5th. It's like, what is this? Almost a
My
month
brother's
before
birthday.
It's Sean's brother's birthday.
Yeah.
But more
Happy birthday,
importantly,
Sean's
sorry,
brother.
Sean's brother. Our guest today is, to his friends, Julian, but to the masses, he is known as Slushii. And we welcome him today on the show.
Woo!
Hi guys, how are you?
Doing very well.
We have Slushii on the show. I mean, how could things be dark and gloomy?
Yes,
You know?
I love the pop of color, especially with that album art behind you.
There we go.
Yeah,
I had to. There you go.
Marketing 101, baby.
Marketing 101. Always put the album
yeah.
art behind you.
There you go. I tried to do my this is my Marvel press junket practice run right now. So I had
Good
to do
idea.
it.
Yeah.
Good
And
idea.
so, in case you guys aren't aware, Slushii just dropped a new album. It's been a couple years since he's done so. It really tries to take a more modern approach to the original Slushii sound, while adding in some new things that he's learned over the years. And so we're definitely going to dive into that, talk about E.L.E, Extinction Level Event, definitely find out where that name came from, and also kind of figure out, what's the deal with his hair, man? Why has it got so many colors?
Why you got so many colors in your hair?
Yeah. Does anyone ever ask you that?
Yeah, like constantly and exactly like that too. They'll go, "Hey, how you doing?" It's the same old lady. The same old lady that's like, "Hey, I like your hair, but like, why?" So I
Like
have to go,
Linda at the hair salon. Hey,
you got
Hey,
holes in your
you.
jeans. Your jeans
It's
got
literally-
holes in
yeah.
them.
It's the same like Italian woman from Staten Island that's like visiting for the day. That's like, I like your hair, but why?
Is that a wig? Is that a wig? Let me wear it.
Yeah, no, because like I mean, I've gotten told so many times that I look like either me or like a
John
grandmother.
Stamos.
Yeah, no, John
Stamos?
Stamos. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
that's what I was gonna say.
Wait, what?
No, it was John
looks
Stamos
like-
or me. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I get that too, like all the time. That people are like, "Are you Slushii?" And I'm like, "Oh yeah."
I see it, bro. I see
it
it. Like
too.
Yeah.
like
I had to look it up.
your beautiful beard, and like I mean, obviously, like I would consider myself like do you know ZZ Top, like the guitar?
Yeah.
They have like the long. That's us right now. That's like
That's exactly. Yeah,
We're
we're
not
like,
ZZ
it's like
Top,
people
we're
don't know exactly who's
ZZ
Z
Top.
and who is Z.
Mhm.
yeah, exactly.
It's actually crazy because ZZ Top used to, like, I don't know why, but they would like frequently go to like country restaurants near kind of where I grew up. And so like we'd be like at the lake, like eating chicken tenders, having like a dinner after a lake day, and you just see like ZZ Top over there, like full beard, like that was not fake. Like they're just sitting there eating. I don't like eat. I think one time they were eating ribs, and we were all making jokes like they've got to have sauce like all over their beards. Like you got to think about how many flavors have been in those hairs.
Oh my god.
Wow.
So
Wait,
that's
so
all,
like
that's what I
so-
got on ZZ Top.
So they were there when you were while you were growing up, like
Yeah.
like you would see them. So like, did that affect your like restaurant experience? Like, did you think that like if you frequented this restaurant, did you think like when I'm traveling, I got to look out because two guys that are either cosplaying ZZ Top too well or ZZ Top themselves have been following me for 15 years.
I don't think it really affected my approach to restaurants. If we saw them there, great. If we didn't, it's a sad day, but we'll get over it. There's another one the next day.
Yeah.
Saw ZZ Top at my local Chili's. Woo! That's my day
Pretty
made.
good day.
If it
Yeah.
was free.
It's for free.
So
Two truths and one lie.
I met ZZ Top, and
I met
ZZ
the
Top.
other half
I
of
met
ZZ Top.
all right, so love ZZ Top, but everyone loves Slushii. So I want to kind of get into how this kid from New Jersey transitions from not making electronic music to making electronic music. What was that moment that happened?
I was in a band in middle school and high school, and I just really fell in love with like Guitar Hero, and then Dance Dance Revolution, and that kind of rolled into like getting into like Daft Punk and like DJ Hero, and then Dead Mouse brought Skrillex up, and then I got super into Skrillex, and that's kind of how that like progressed into me just getting interested in electronic music.
Nice. And it's no secret that you and Skrillex have developed this pretty dope relationship and connection over the years. How do you go about like finding this idol and seeing him get pulled up on stage by Dead Mouse? Like, how do you get from that point and being like, oh, this dude looks cool, to like, oh, I'm in this dude's like kitchen and we're like talking about where we're gonna go get lunch today?
It's weird because it's like and I feel like it's obviously different for everybody, but when you're following somebody and you aspire to create something that's even like a fraction of like you see the statue of David, right? It's like made of marble and it's beautiful, and you're like, how, have you guys seen the SpongeBob episode where like Squidward is like carving it's like that. Like,
Yep.
I as myself think that my music's cool and I like it, but it like getting the like reaching the point where like the fourth wall gets broken, and then like the people that you look up to start to go like, oh, that's cool. Or like I saw Tiesto at Ultra, and super random, like this was like last week, and every time I see Tiesto, I'll just like I'll go, hey, what's up, bro? And then but he above all has just been like all of my DJ friends have been super supportive, so it's been like really cool being able to like go ahead and get second opinions on music and everything, and kind of like it's been cool. It's like I was a freshman in high school first, and now I'm kind of like seeing the different waves like of like the next gen of producers, and it kind of just keeps cascading up, if that makes sense.
Yeah, that does. Sure. Yeah, and I love how you put that in perspective, because you have different opinions from Tiesto, as you said, to Skrillex, Marshmello, like all these other producers. Even producers producing the same type of music as you are in the same stage as you, like on Ultra Worldwide a couple of weeks ago. I mean, you've played that stage. Well, was it 6 years ago? And then again this year?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
What was the difference between the times? Do you like have any like regrets from the first time that you didn't have now?
I think for me, a lot of it is like I'm more sure of myself now than I've ever been. Of like before, I would consider myself like Kanye at Rock Nation, before he became Kanye, where it was just I was listening to everybody around me and kind of okay, that's fine. That's all right. I won't release this song, or I won't release that song because it goes better with your release schedule, or because whatever. And then because of that, 200 songs don't get released. And Ellie being one album of probably 6 that I'm going to be putting out in the next even 2 years, that it's done music, I've just been on hiatus for a long time, and not really of my choosing, but now that I've had time to kind of regroup musically and kind of figure out what I want to say to the world, there's not a entity alive that can stop me from telling that story now. So that's the difference. Yeah.
Awesome. Yeah, that's so cool. And you've worked on projects from dubstep to like more melodic stuff, more laid back, easy music, even anime tracks. And now, Extinction Level Event is here, just recently released. How did you even come up with the name of Extinction Level Event?
So it was literally just like, because I as you guys can tell, I'm the most serious, aggressive person. Like I'm very like, you know, docile as like sloth like until it comes to my music and it coming out, and like once I'm going and I'm serious, like let's put the music out, please. Let's just do it. So it was like it was building up and building up and building up until 14 songs exploded and created this extinction level event, an event that wiped out the dinosaurs. That was the last extinction level event. And this event blew a hole in all this unreleased music, and now it's finally coming out. So it's like my, you know, my return to the scene with, you know, 6 or 7 songs that you know my fans have been clamoring for the longest time, or like, you know, Invaders from Mars, or some other tracks that maybe are more experimental, but you know, in order to even evolve upon or expand upon these sounds, people need to hear the first generation first, you know? So it's like the fact that I was able to give them these songs means that now I can start finally telling the story that I've been trying to tell for 4 years, you know? Yeah.
Hell yeah. You know, it's stories and narratives and, you know, creating these feelings outside of more than just music is so important. And we hear that from almost every guest. Like that is an important, vital part of their project. And they have the story that they want to tell. And so, you know, with something like Ellie, I love that you clarified on that, because I've been wondering that, because I feel like you may have made a tweet, you know, saying something about the pronunciation, but I could have like dreamt that or something, or read it on Reddit or something. That you didn't want it to be like an acronym. You wanted it to be like a more fluid word. But so what exactly can you tell us about this story? And like how, I have 2 questions. I have 2 parts to this, but first I'll ask, you know, like what is the story, and like, who is that? And like, why is the world on fire? Like, I need to know.
Yeah.
Okay. So welcome to my explanation. Welcome to my TED talk about the explain. It's like one of those TikTok videos. All right, guys. So I think I figured out the Ellie backstory, right? So we have Ellie here now. Ellie is so essentially the ERU, there's this ship back here, the evacuation response unit. Now they're basically a cyber dictatorship that takes freedom away in this Neo Tokyo type world. So they're like the you know they're like the, you know, villains of this world, whatever. So Ellie is this character that can essentially, she has the power to stop the ERU. So she is the extinction level event, in that if she unlocks her true power and figures out, oh, I was in control this whole time, which is this moment where the little Slushii guy actually forms into a laser like slime thing. And if I move a little bit, Slushy's actually, oh, wait, what? Whoa! Slushie's right next to Ellie. There's like a little bear brick thing.
I see
But
that.
basically, yeah. So it was just like trying to like metaphorically say, like, you know, without even releasing an album since 2017, all I needed to do was release 14 songs, and I gave you guys every reason why I was gone. And it was like, here's house, here's dubstep, here's everything.
Mm-hmm.
And I want to keep releasing music, you know? So it's like, it's great.
Awesome.
Well,
So
yeah, when I hear Extinction Level Event, I think just all dubstep, but you just threw like house in there, and you threw all this other genres, and I still think that's so cool that you just mixed all, like did a blend of just a Slushii blend.
Yeah, just like a strawberry banana smoothie.
yeah, with like a little bit of blueberry,
Oh, of course.
maybe some blue airheads too.
Oh,
Dude, yo, the mystery airheads are the best though. Like the white ones.
Oh yeah, but like mystery lollipops, like I never understood that. Like, just tell me the flavor. Like I'm
Yeah.
more excited to just have the lollipop than to find out it's like pineapple coconut.
Right.
well, pineapple
Right,
coconut's
yeah.
a good flavor. I'll take that
Yeah,
to my
cut the
grave.
show.
No, I do
but
like cream soda flavor though. Cream soda flavor kind of
That's a
slaps.
good one too.
cream soda's good. I mean, I'm a blueberry raspberry guy, like through and through. Like I walk into the vape shop and I point at the blue bottle and I'm out.
The cotton candy one's good too. The
The cotton candy one was dank too.
I'm trying to think of this.
And so besides dum dums, the second part of the question is going to be, you know, you said a little bit ago that you couldn't release this music, and so it may be more personal question, but you know, I want to know, like, is it like, you know, the industry is just stressful and you needed to take time to fully, you know, cohabitate work setting, writer's block, or like what was the deal?
Yeah, so for a lot of that time, it was just like a multitude of things. Like a lot of it started after when I released my first album. I was in the hospital in Paris. I had my appendix taken out, so like I was mixing and mastering a lot of the stuff in the hospital, and like going through. So it's just like a lot of my day-to-day managers that were dealing with the music didn't have a lot of experience in dance music before working on my project. So it was like, you know, an uphill battle essentially from the start, just trying to build this platform. And, you know, now I feel like I'm finally at a point almost 6-7 years into it now where I feel comfortable enough in the space where like I know that if I drop a record, like, you know, I know what the artistic vision is going to be and like what I would want the video to be, is where before it was something where like, you know, I didn't really have that choice because that, you know, those assets were created alongside just me sending the final wave or the final master in, or, you know, now I have essentially full control of all of that. And it's like, you know, that is so empowering of just being able to like this album cover, all of this is because me and my friends, you know, we're like, let's make an album together. Not because, oh, this would be a really fun and trendy thing to do to try to fit in. Like this was just, I made this album for fun and we put it out, you know? So I think like that was like my biggest takeaway, and like the biggest difference between stuff now and then, I think is, you know, more so now, like I don't know, like I feel like more so I know what I'm doing now, you know? Like before I was just like, I've never driven a car before. It goes really fast. This is cool. And now it's like, oh, if I turn
It's
the
all these
windshield,
buttons.
you know,
Buttons.
Like,
drive
I can
through the
see.
rain. Yeah, exactly.
And so did you make some like management changes and like team changes over the course of the last, like since the last album in 2017?
Yeah. So I mean, you know, I had parted ways with my old management team. But you know, it was again strictly just because of the pandemic and just everything ended up just boiling over, and you know, but
Yeah, sometimes we just need to move on. I mean, it's not like, you know,
right.
things have to be terrible and people hate each other or whatever. I mean, you can
I
hate
still
people.
love
I mean,
them. I still love everybody over
Yeah.
there, you know, just everybody. And, you know, it was strictly just from a point of view of like, I need to do what's best for me right now. As you know, that's like, that was the biggest thing I learned, I think, as well, as like, yo, if you're not happy, you gotta change it and change your environment sometimes, you know?
exactly. And even though like maybe they aren't like, you know, toxic managers or bad agents or whatever, it's just like sometimes we need something new and something exciting, and that helps, you know, give breath to, you know, super great ideas. And like I just love the cover. I mean, I love the cover. Like it's just like the bad guys, badass anime bitches don't look at explosions, motherfucker. Like
Dude,
that's
it's
what I get
literally
from it.
like, I wanted it to be like, yo, this Ellie character is like, is us, is like our view into like, we, because it's like you always want to see that like Deadpool character come in and like, you know, somebody who has the
Badass and
power of the
witty
bad
and
guy that just messes all the bad guys up, and it's just like, you know, that would be like insane. I'm just like I'm like
you were
daydreaming
in
it
it
right
for a
now. Yeah,
second. Yeah.
yeah, I was in there.
So sweet. Sean, do you have anything else about Ellie that we wanted to go over right now? We can come back to it, but I know we got a lot of
Yeah,
things to figure out.
yeah. I mean, what does you have 14 songs to this album, right?
Mhm.
So how's the track list is like, how's the significance of the track list in this album? Like what significance does it have?
I tried to like specifically I tried to do it very specifically. So like the way I cut like All I Need from like the song before that, or like the intro into the second song, like some songs medleyed into other songs, or a song would end and like immediately go into the next song versus like some songs would there'd be a little bit of silence. So it's for me it's all about like sonically, how do I get like when you're listening to it, a fade out comes into either another fade out or a nice transient, or if it's meant to jar, like Invaders from Mars is meant to like, kind of jar you from the beginning, so you get that first hard transient. So it's like, I always take that into account that like, some artists are kind of single focused, but like I think the album isn't really, it's definitely not a lost art, but like like the Weeknd's new album is amazing because like
Oh yeah.
it's medleyed like so well, and it creates like a full landscape, and you get like a whole scene in your head. And that was like, this
You
is
get
the
like the
main
wall
picture,
effect.
but like the audio gives you that like
Mm-hmm.
360 surround sound vibe. Like the intro, like from the intro I was trying to do that like cinematic, like you could, back when in the 50s when they would do those like sci-fi radio broadcasts or whatever, like that vibe where you can hear everything super clearly and you can imagine it in your head clear as day. Like how could I do that with electronics and stuff?
Nice.
Yeah, and I put flack on Spotify for this, for a lot of things, but Spotify in general with artwork, they've done a lot to just make albums look like a creative piece with the new like the revolving visual of their artwork. When you're looking at it, it's like, oh, that reminds me of the song that like I'm listening to. Like it's cool. It's like it's the coolest thing. And you never would see this like unless you go to a Slushii concert.
Exactly, yeah. It really like, especially now because Spotify for artists is like it's way easier to use now than it initially was. So like I can literally change. I changed my press photos on my Spotify, and I hadn't changed them in like 4 or 5 years. And I was just like, this is great. Like I
I think
don't
I
look like
saw
that
that
anymore.
like a couple months ago when you announced the album. I went and looked, and I was like, "Holy fuck, this is an old photo."
Yeah,
It
and
was like
yeah, I
That
saw the
anymore.
ultra photos.
Yeah. Yep. Uh-huh.
awesome.
Yeah, Tony, you got it.
You got it. All right. So, talked about Ellie. If you haven't listened to it yet, guys, definitely go listen to it. But
Check it.
we're gonna start heading back into the past here. So, Slushii and Monstercat, synonymous in name, interconnected throughout the years, timeless records. How did that relationship form?
It so my relationship with Monstercat was birthed from like I listened to a lot of Monstercat stuff in high school, so I was a big fan going into like my first release with them, and I actually submitted one of my I submitted a remix to the Deeper Love, I think it was a Botneck and Monsta song, and I didn't win the contest, but I was in the honorable mentions, and then I ended up getting signed to my past management like shortly after. So it was just like, it just worked out, you know. It was crazy.
Nice. And then so like what is like the process of like making a song and then like sending it over to Monstercat, and then like do you make a song like because you have songs on Rocket League, Like, and that's what I'm getting at because big Rocket League guy. And
Oh yeah.
for my roommate Jack, this is his favorite. I don't know why he always just wants me to ask DJs about Rocket League. But so like, what is the like? Do you make the song knowing that it's going to be on Rocket League, or do you like make a song and then they just end up saying like, hey, we want to put this on like Uncaged Volume 8 or whatever?
Yeah, that's literally, I have like so I'll send them a folder full of stuff. It's usually like Love You Need You and All I Need are both songs that I've wrote. Those are probably the quickest songs I've ever written in my life. And they just kind of like, it's almost like I just pulled them out of my brain. But though that's an instance where I sent them the song and then it perfectly aligned with what they were doing at the time, like Llama Rama and everything. And when it came to the Fortnite concert and stuff like that, like I was already in both games, so like it just made sense. So it's a lot of like, it ends up being right place, right time, and kind of again nurturing your relationships and just because I don't get on one compilation, I don't have a hissy fit about it, because it's like, well, I can just write another song and then we can do something next season. Or it's that's kind of like not having existential FOMO about games is like the greatest way to prosper, I think, in the landscape, is to just be a nerd, be a gamer, and it's that's been my biggest rate of success, is just by like making music and trying to imagine it in these games.
Nice.
Yeah, it's awesome. And like when I first heard Love You Need You in Rocket League, I was like, holy crap, I can like connect that right to you. Because obviously I've heard it in concert before, and then I've heard it in the game, and you just like, you love the music in games. Music is one of the key things, like in movies and games and like anything you have. Question for you though: are you actually a really big Rocket League fan?
I am a I'm like a medium-sized Rocket League fan, a huge Fortnite fan.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
A huge Fortnite fan. I play Fortnite
So
every
no
day.
building or building? How do we feel about this?
I like the no building seasons actually, because I'm a big like shotgun fan.
Oh, okay.
And
Jump shot or like corner shot, like flick?
oh, dude, like if I can run up with like the new like the drum shotgun and just so they let you do like the gyro aiming now, so you can aim with your controller. So like I'll aim with the shotgun and I'll actually try to just like hit as many headshots as I can. And it's like, dude,
that's kind of cool.
Just like,
imagine if we had freaking gyromatic, whatever the word is, like quick scoping Modern Warfare 2.
Oh my
god,
dude!
Oh my god!
Yeah, Rust. Like, imagine like having to spin around like off the top of Rust. Your mom walks by and she's like, "Is he okay? He's on drugs.
Is he good? Get out of my room! I'm playing Minecraft."
And so that leads me to my next question, because Slushii and video games, I love. I think it's super cool. Even through, over the past half of a decade, it's crazy to like think about that there's this artist that like really loves video games like as much as I do, and like you can just tell when like someone has spent thousands of hours in like Halo 3 custom games, or like sitting in like a party or whatever. Like you can just tell when someone's gets you like that. You know what I mean?
Like, you can just tell.
Yeah.
Somebody has
you're like, I've never played Halo in my life.
I'm like,
fuck
guys,
Chief.
I've never touched a video. I literally can't.
I loved Halo 3. Halo 3 is my shit.
But dude, Halo, that original trilogy is timeless. It is absolutely.
My friends try to say that it's like a cheap storyline, and they just don't understand that first feeling of like either driving a tank through New Metropolis like for the first time, or like the ending of 3, like that last level, like one of the best game levels ever made. Like
I
I
cried.
die on that
Yeah.
fucking hill.
But here's the thing about that, right? They're saying like, like people today are saying like, oh, it doesn't like whatever. Like when that came out, that inspired so many of the games that came after it, where that becomes the cliche, and they're looking at it like, oh, it's so lame now. Like, but that was the progenitor of whatever trope they thought was lame, which is like that's
Yeah.
the crazy part is like, you know, like again, like people clown Soldier Boy, but like he originated so much
Soulja
stuff
Boy.
that we like use now
Like
musically.
heavy trap beats and like
Oh
or
yeah.
fourth wall rap,
yeah, but like
dancing.
just Soldier Game,
I thought you were gonna say Skrillex, and then you come out with Soldier Boy.
Soldier Boy. No. But no, well, I mean, well, definitely Skrillex with Bro Step and like, when he drops a single, everybody is dissecting the project file and trying to figure out,
X Trill is losing their mind.
Oh
they're
my
just like,
God.
BuzzFeed's what VeggieTales character are you, but with the project files.
Basically.
But yeah, I mean, like that's been like that's, I think that's the coolest part is like, you can literally be that person for a genre,
Yeah.
That's
And
great.
so, what genre do you want to kickstart?
Oh.
I want to create a fusion of like the Dance Dance Revolution vibe with like, just want to like make that vibe really aggressive, but like
Mhm.
make that like that early 2000s trance like party vibe, like bring that vibe back.
So
Of,
like virtual self, but make it nicer.
Like,
little
well, no,
bit.
Virtual,
Simple.
like he's killing it right now with that style. I think like maybe a bit more like dub influenced. Like I feel like Virtual Self is so purely like it's unapologetically that, I want to almost like mutate it and take it somewhere where like it's almost not even, doesn't even, it's reminiscent of it, like it feels like his is like an amazing love letter, and I'm just trying to like, throw the vial on the ground and like, how can we fuck it up,
And so, do you think in all this planned out unreleased music, do you feel like you're getting closer to that goal?
Yeah, I really, I feel that with, everything that we have going on behind the scenes that is planned for Slushii that nobody even has any idea is in the works.
They're not ready. They're simply
No,
not
They're
ready.
not ready.
I'm not ready. I'm ready. Well,
Same.
I'm ready, but I'm not. I'm just. I think it's going to be insane, and like we're going to be starting a label eventually. There's just going to be a lot of, I'm just getting started.
And I feel like that is like the consensus that I get from like your social media posting and stuff like that over like even the past like year. It's this like newfound beautiful confidence in like not only yourself but your work. And I feel like you could really see that translation in the music, compared to, maybe 5 years ago you made a track and you're like, oh, this shit bangs, and then someone's like, what does it mean? And you're like, I don't know, it bangs though. Like, you feel
Yeah.
now like you're like, oh, it bangs, it definitely bangs, but like here's what it's banging for.
Yeah, I have that like, especially because looking back to the early songs, I couldn't even tell you what I wrote any of most of it about. But now it's like I've been kind of touring long enough where I can kind of reminisce on a lot of stuff and kind of find roots in just a bunch of different stuff now. And I think that's probably like the biggest thing for me is like I'm so much more in tune with myself and knowing what I think is cool and you know, being able to kind of drown out when something is just a suggestion, um, and kind of well, like what to pull out of the criticism to actually make it better and be proactive rather than reactive.
Mm-hmm. Well, speaking of, changing throughout these years, you've also, despite the hair, you've made a lot of lifestyle changes as well to yourself over the years. How do you think that's changed you today?
I so I can definitely dance a lot more on stage. I'm a lot less stressed about, like, um, how am I going to dance for that long, or how am I going to be kind of like, because before I was 100 and something pounds heavier, so it was like on stage I would just like sweat and just be like struggling on stage, and now those sets feel like half or even less of the energy, which is great because I can just go crazy on stage now and really just vibe out and groove.
Yeah, that's awesome. And just to see the change like overcome into your eyes, like, from 2016 on, like have you like I guess outside of performing, but like I guess other than that, like try to think of words to say about this. Um like has anything like else surprised you about it though? Like
About
just like in
about
life in general, because
the
I like I see on it like your Instagram, you have a new like a coach that helps you out. I guess he's your friend as well. Is
yeah.
that's actually like your workout coach or something?
So there's this guy Mata who does like essentially a lot like meal prepping stuff, but it's
Oh,
like it's
cool.
really good meal prepping stuff, and like it's just like chicken. It's very basic. It's basic stuff, but it's like seasoned just right, where like I don't get very bored of it, and it's like it's just really like it just feels like it's a lot of food, and it's portioned out to where it feels like it's a lot. So mentally, you're just like, oh yeah, this is like Thanksgiving basically, you know, every day. So it's that of kind of and kind of just taking accountability for if I eat something, like I'm gonna have to work it off, and kind of just being able to adult a little bit better, which has been like a struggle because touring at 18 and leaving high school and touring the world, you don't learn very much about like college etiquette and like I went from living with my mom to like, okay, now I'm in a hotel and I don't know what a hotel
People,
is.
yeah, people are asking you like if you want champagne or like all this
I'm like,
stuff,
what
and
is
you're like,
that?
you're like,
What is
how is
that?
it spelled?
Like I hadn't even smoked before I left Jersey. That's the crazy part.
I mean, at least you left Jersey.
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 Was
How do you think growing up in Jersey, has influenced, how you interact with people, and like, do you feel like do you feel like it makes you feel better about like being like, I mean, it's no secret you're kind of a weird dude. We're all of us are
Oh
weird
yeah,
dudes,
I'm
but like,
weird.
absolutely.
it takes a different amount of time for each weird person to come to terms with their weirdness. Do you think like being from Jersey like made that more difficult or easier?
I think it made it really easy because in school, you know, uh, I was so used to my whole world being full of people that thought I was strange. So when it came to widening the scale, and there's actually people that think I'm cool along with that, I'll take it. You know, when the whole world that thinks you're lame and dumb, and then you find out like, oh, people actually want to hear what I have to say. It's like the most, as an artist, it's the most empowering thing of like, you know, it's that's the part where it's like I'm bulletproof in a way, as far as, you know, when somebody makes fun of me for something, it's like, oh well, I mean, okay, that's cool. You're gonna have to like call me something crazier than that, because it's like, you know, listen, like, I'm on the autism spectrum. You know, I'm uh I was bullied my entire life. It's like, but that's, I took the bullying so I could become a musical beacon of like, dude, we can all do this. We can all make music together, and we can all, be on top together. There doesn't have to be industry politics and all this other stupid stuff that, makes things more difficult. We can all win together, and I think that that's kind of where I had reached a disconnecting point of like, I'm going to do this because I'm going to prove to everyone that you can do this with a pure mindset of just wanting to make cool music, and I think that that's the most important thing at the end of the day, is like, you know, in a world where everything is so commercial and pop now, we need a bit of disruption. We need a bit of loud, obnoxious, and party music, and if I can help do that, then sick.
Yeah, no, that's so cool. And just like going off like the whole school thing, I mean, we find someone outside of school no matter what. Like I found a friend group, you would find a friend group outside. Like Tony thinks I'm cool, I'm with him.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
You know?
you'll like, no matter like anybody out there, like you can find like your group of people no matter what. You try different types. Yeah, like you moved from New Jersey to LA, right?
Yeah, as
Different
somebody
people
who
out in LA.
really, for somebody who really didn't leave the house, and still I'm in my house. I don't really leave my house that often. Um, it's okay to be like that. It is totally okay to be an independent person, but it is kind of nice breaking out every once in a while. And I know for antisocial people, that's a lot to ask, but it is really nice finding out that there are people that are also as weird, if not weirder, that are also into cool stuff like video games and Skyrim and, music. So that was, I think, the biggest thing that I've learned on the road, is that like the world really is so much wider and so much more diverse than anybody could ever imagine just by being in one city their entire life.
Mm. You never would have realized that when you were a teenager, or like when you were very young. You never knew that the world was like so expansive. Well, I feel like technology helped with that, but still.
Yeah. And I'm still definitely like, I turn 25 next month. I'm still a long ways to go as far as like learning everything I need to learn for, I don't know. But yeah, it's really cool.
But like, you feel like if Slushii that left like your house was like, bye mom, going on tour, like, do you think if you could go back and like share your mind with Slushii, then do you think you would be like, holy crap, thank God?
I think it would be like, are you guys avid anime fans?
A little bit.
A bit,
Like here
yeah.
and
My
there.
girlfriend is, so I hear a lot about it.
So there's an anime, and it's called Attack on Titan.
Oh
And
yeah, I've heard Attack on Titan.
there's a moment in the story where Eren, the main character, gets a vision of the future, and it's like, it's not really a spoiler, but like, I would be like, oh my god, I'm gonna, the music industry is a lot lonelier of a place, just in general. It's really difficult to especially being somebody that's kind of a shut-in,
And not like at Space Yacht every Saturday, or
yeah.
Space in Miami or whatever. Like, I sold my car. I live in Denver, and I sold my car in August because I realized I don't drive it and I don't do anything except sit at my desk and work.
I just sold my car last month because
Let's go.
So You know, I'm just like I would consider myself a nomad at this point. I don't really need to live in any specific place as long as I have a means to create music, and I mean that's really that's all I need. So I
Slushy's
think
gonna come to live in Vermont,
I don't
Yeah.
know
middle
about
of
that.
nowhere.
I'm coming to see
Um,
Bernie.
Yeah.
Oh, he's great. He was. Did you guys see Bernie on Place? They made the Bernie meme on the Our Place image.
No,
Oh, wait, no, I have not.
Were you guys following that? No, the like thing where like everyone gets to change like a pixel and people like no.
that sounds amazing though.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, definitely look up Our Place on Reddit, and it is like one of the coolest like social technological like projects probably of our generation. Like it's like
Wow.
a gigantic like canvas that like groups of people and communities like go and change specific pixels, and it changes in real time. People like draw like Among Us like characters next to like Donkey Kong, and then they have like a war. They're like, hey, like you changed that pixel on our side. Like if you don't change it in 5 minutes, this means war. Like streamers were like all involved in it, like Hassan and Ludwig and all of them. There was like over 2 million people on Twitch watching people like fighting wars, like people from like
Wow.
France, people from like Argentina, like streamers. Like, it was crazy. Definitely look into that more. You'd love that.
That's insane.
Um,
To do deep
But-
dive.
besides that, I have a question kind of pertaining to the internet and video games again. You know, I've just been, you've been you've been covered and plagued all over video games that I play or my friends play or whatever, and you always pop up in random places like a Fortnite concert or whatever. So a while ago, you got to go do this like tour and hang out with the Rooster Teeth Achievement Hunter team.
Oh yeah.
And I just want to know like if there was any like funny moments that you remember from that, or like weird moments or like whatever, where you're like, oh, this is like super cool. Like these guys made Red versus Blue.
It was really cool because like I grew up watching like Rage Quit, like watching the podcast and everything, and like getting to see and like I met Bernie, and that was pretty. I met Bernie and Gus. That was pretty crazy because I was just like, you're so used to hearing their voices in like the shows that like that's a crazy like little starstruck moment where you're like, whoa, it's such a different niche, form of entertainment, but it is like, I was such a fan of the work that I was like, that's so sick. But yeah, that was
Cool.
awesome. Getting to see their I think I played ping pong at their facilities. while we were doing
Yeah, I think so.
podcasts. But it was like very like, that was the weekend that Avengers Endgame came out, and it was just like,
Sick.
it was cool. We ended up playing Austin, and then I went to, I think I filmed their like Awu video that they have, and then went to go see Avengers that same night.
Oh,
Nice.
that was a great movie to see in theaters. Holy crap.
Yeah. It was insane.
It launched on my birthday, so it's
Oh.
ever forsaken
Wow.
on my birthday,
Wait, when's your birthday?
April 26th.
Oh, okay, May 1st.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
Taurus.
snap.
Woo!
Hey, we have
Okay.
every single Marvel movie basically.
Basically, we're gonna. Doctor Strange releases on your birthday, I think.
I mean, like
Yes.
every Spider-Man movie and every Avengers movie basically.
Oh, that last Spider-Man movie. I cried.
Next Doctor Strange is gonna be
dude.
Chef's Kiss.
My
So
girlfriend's like, why are you crying? And I'm like,
I'm like,
"This
you
is
don't
Garfield
understand.
daughter.
You don't
Like,
understand
flavor."
Marvel.
Uncle
Oh.
Ben.
I have to force my girlfriend to sit with me sometimes to watch the series on Disney Plus. Like, come on, we gotta do this on Wednesdays. I can't see spoilers on Twitter. And when I see it, I'm like, oh my god.
Oh,
I always want to watch it. Like they come out at 2 a.m. I'm like,
Yeah, it's
it's the worst time.
I got spoiled by Volt by accident.
Oh,
My friend Volt, he hadn't even seen the movie, but to fuck with me, it was just like, hey, by the way, Iron Man dies.
He probably
Hadn't
had
seen the
no
movie. He
idea.
just guessed. He guessed. then it happened, and I was like, you know what? I was like, we just need to fight now. No, but it was, yeah, it was so sad.
Yeah.
I mean,
They-
at least everything leading up to that moment was just so badass.
Yeah.
and then you cried and cried.
I cried.
Oh,
definitely.
man.
Cried some more.
The funeral. Oh god. When he gives her she asked for a cheeseburger. I was like, I'll give her all the fucking McDoubles in the world, man.
Dude. Oh my god. That movie is amazing.
All right, so talked about Ellie. We got to talk about Monstercat, Rooster Teeth, a little bit about Fortnite.
Yeah.
We're kind of switch the vibe. And did you get to actually cook with Gordon Ramsay?
I got to cook with his children. So
Oh, nice.
I taught his son how to DJ, and then his daughter, his son Jack, and then Tilly made donuts. We made donuts together. I put salt in the donut mix instead of sugar.
Did he yell at
I'm
you?
not sure how I didn't get immediately, just kicked out of the country for that.
Roasted.
But yeah, no, it was really cool.
Was he nice
super
about
nice.
it? Was he like, oh, it's okay, mistakes happen?
Oh, he wasn't in the room at the time. I'm sure.
Oh, okay, thank God.
But I mean, like I can tell that he is, like I come from the East Coast school of like, listen, like you either break under the pressure of being able to do this music thing, or maybe it's not for you. That me personally, that's how I kind of, that was my personal philosophy for how I came up, and I feel like, it's a thing of like, there is positive tough love when it comes to learning something and not being immediately just given the answer right away. And I can tell that Gordon's the kind of person that is of the school of thought of like, you work hard, you get results. Same thing comes with anything you do. If you want to learn how to do music, you can do music. It just takes time and dedication. But yeah,
And
he was
then
super
sometime- Yeah, and then sometimes he calls you an idiot sandwich.
all the
Or
time.
you have to call yourself an idiot sandwich. He's like, "What are you, idiot sandwich?"
Yeah,
Oh
exactly.
my God. Nah, I couldn't imagine like cooking under him because I'd be like sweat, like dripping sweat. I'm like, I wonder what he thinks of my filet mignon.
And he's like, it tastes like sweat.
Tastes like sweat
And towels.
And
towels.
Everyone's had a steak that tastes like a towel.
Speaking-
how does a towel taste?
Just like chewy and like stringy and like
Hell yeah.
fabric.
That's
Yeah.
that A5 Wagyu right there.
It's
like
that
that.
Joanne's fabric Wagyu.
Yeah.
The Old Spice like fragrance soaps like getting off and like it's just stuck on the towel forever and you smell it and like that smells good. How's it taste?
What? You're just like, oh. you ever just eat a bar of soap?
You ever eat soap?
Yeah, that's our last
Yeah.
question for you. Ever eat bar soap?
Yeah, so like no, I've never eaten so I mean definitely not on purpose.
That's not the last
Answer is
question.
there.
That's
all
not
I
going to
got.
be the last
Imagine.
question.
All right, so thank you for coming on the show.
See ya. I want to talk a little more about food because
Yes.
like there's like some good parts about Jersey and there's some the ugly side. Is Wawa the best part about New Jersey?
Yeah. I would say that's fair. I mean, yeah. I was trying to think of something else, but that's pretty on point.
Like compare like do another comparison. Like New Jersey beaches or not Long Island, Los Angeles beaches. Well, not Los Angeles, like California maybe.
I mean, Santa Monica Pier to me reminds me of like Ocean City. Like I used to go to Ocean City every year with my family, and it's very, very similar to Santa Monica Pier as far as like having the Ferris wheel, being just a long stretch of boardwalk. But yes.
Yes. New Jersey beaches.
I'm glad we got Sean's Northeastern questions out of the way.
Come on, man. I had to. I can't ask anything about Vermont to anyone. Well, we had one guest on.
New Jersey and Heritage Month. Give them a break.
Why is your hair purple?
I don't know.
Sheila, you gotta turn his hair blue again.
I remember when they first invented hair dye.
I was there.
I was there.
I can only imagine people from New Jersey and like Philadelphia talking like that. Like
in 1800.
Exactly 1800.
I'm walking my horse here.
All right. So, we've been discussing a lot of serious, very consequential things throughout the episode. We got a couple more questions for you, and then we'll wrap it up. So with this new album, you get to work with a bunch of cool artists, like Revlo. Shout out Revlo, another Northeastern guy. Dude's got great handle on that explosive, like bouncy bass sound. You worked with like Ricky Zan, your friend Volt, Avila, Trilla, bunch of great artists. Who haven't you worked with yet that you really want
to? Rez would be pretty cool. That'd be pretty tight. Elenium would be pretty cool.
Big Elenium guy.
I'm still
big Elenium guy right there.
Yeah, that would just be, I think, crazy.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Excision, be kind of tight.
Excision. Yeah, and as long as he doesn't hold a grudge about the lineup thing.
My God.
We do want to bring up the lineup thing.
So, no.
So the other day, a Slushii official account on Reddit posted a Lost Lands lineup that got called false by Lost Lands. So give us the rundown on that.
I didn't post it. I got so many emails. I'm sure it was somebody who had good intentions over it. I don't want to name names.
Yeah, we don't need names.
An intern or something.
Fucking interns.
But was not me. But I was like, I was just getting emails like, oh, this is a fake Lost Lands lineup, and I was like, I thought it was I was like, oh, somebody like leaked the lineup. That's kind of crazy. And I was like, wait, this is my account. I was literally reading the thread, like, this is crazy, like this is crazy. And then I saw my name in the lineup, and then because I thought it said they leaked me playing Lost Lands. I was like, what? So then I read the comments, and I'm like, wait, they're saying that I leaked the lineup? I posted this? No, it was just like the ultimate,
oh man.
And so did Excision show up to your door the next day, Osiris's and all, yo man, you gotta take this down?
He showed up in Osiris's in a dinosaur suit and told me to Jurassic Park my ass outside. He was gonna I think he said, and I quote, T-Rex me. He was gonna T-Rex me.
Yeah, fight you like this.
Yeah. That was super random. I saw it in my email and I was like, this is kind of crazy. But yep, was not me. So
no legal issues. It was a joke.
No, yeah, no.
April Fools.
April Fools, guys.
It was on April 2nd though.
Well, I mean, seeing as though it wasn't me that posted it.
Time zones. Time zones, I swear.
I swear.
Well, That's sad because
If I would have posted it, it would have been way cooler. And it would have been like,
Yeah.
I mean, I would have made it a more elaborate prank, is what I mean.
yeah. Like made yourself like the special guest that plays like 4 sets of 3 days or something.
I would have made up a new like PK sound term or something like 14.
We got
quad
DK Donkey Kong sound now.
DK sound.
Oh my
Yeah,
god.
that would be great. There's a
She'll
whole
have you
stage
banging on your
that's
drums.
just the DK bongo game.
Oh,
Oh, that was
please. Yes, please. We should have DJ Hero as a set, like the DJ Hero, like Guitar Hero back in the day.
That would be
We should have a
sick.
set of that.
good.
You'd imagine a stage that's just Band Hero, but it's like
Oh
my
with
And
the
the
DJ
crowd
Hero
gets to
controller.
pick from their phone the song.
Dude,
be
bro, we're
insane.
giving them ideas. We're giving them so many ideas.
Or this is how you get on the Lost Lands lineup for real. And you come to them with this pitch idea like, hey, like just give me a stage and a bunch of Xbox controllers. And
Oh my god!
I'll
I'm
put
like,
on
yeah,
a fucking
guys,
show.
I'm like, hey, so you let me play Lost Lands? I'll give you this brand new Xbox Series. But you know, I would love to play the festival. I think with the releases that I have coming up, there's a lot more bass music coming out. So like, I was doing all feature based stuff before; it didn't really make sense. Now is the era of diverse slushy music. So we're getting everything.
Well, speaking of diverse music, I kind of like to end this the podcast this question. You, my friend, are stuck on an island,
Yes.
and it's 3 things. You know, the 3 things you bring on an island, but this time all you have is just your iPhone, like not iPhone, iPod Touch. No, not even iPod Touch. Just like, you know, the little iPod thing that you can clip
Classic.
to your pants, the
Oh, the
classic
shuffle.
ones,
The
little
OG
shuffles, OG. You know, I think we
Yes.
all might know them, but it only has enough space to store like 3 albums, 3 songs, 3 mixes of like your choice, like any artist. What are they?
That is a great question, and I actually have a proper answer. Hold on. Right back.
We're going into commercial break. Tony,
Break
how
out the
about
fruit.
break out the fruit? No, this time I'd have to break out something else. Break out the board game. Okay.
So basically, what we have here is a background, and then. So if I was on an island, right? If I was on an island,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes!
That's the
I
one.
love this.
That's
and
what
I
we're
had
talking about.
nothing but an iPod, what I would do is you're asking, okay, so what was the question? What artist would I pick?
No, like three albums, songs, live mixes, or like live recordings.
Oh, okay. I actually have a playlist called
Stuck on an
Live
island.
Music.
Wait, what is it
Oh
called?
wait, hold on. We can't see it because the screen is blocking it.
Oh wait,
Oh, now we got
live music. Gotcha.
And it's all
Memes and trance.
Memes and Trance is all Dance Dance Revolution music.
Let's go.
I would say Van Halen, Live Right Here, Right Now. It's a classic.
Ooh.
Mhm.
Sammy Hagar era. I would go with a Frank Sinatra album.
Man.
You got it. But I would do the greatest hits, so you have like 50 songs that you could just cycle through.
Yes.
You know,
Yes.
classic.
Man.
And then probably I would say maybe like The Wall. I'll go with The Wall.
Okay.
Good answer.
No. Hold on.
Wait.
Fuck
Hold
the
on.
wall.
Sinatra, The Wall, Graduation.
Oh,
Ooh.
all right. It's a good
Okay.
one. I feel like we do get a lot of Kanye answers. Did you watch Genius?
Yeah, it was insane. Like insane.
Yeah, it's crazy. Like the narrative, or like the feeling change, like halfway through. It's like
Yeah.
once you like hit that like level of stardom, it's like everything in your life changes. Like I don't know, it's crazy. Like, do you feel like you experienced like something kind of like that, where like it turned?
No.
No.
I'm like, I mean, maybe at the very beginning with like, the Marshmallow tours and being brought into that, more like commercial atmosphere and for sure, during like the Asia tours when people were trying to like take pictures and see Mello's face and everything, and seeing that was pretty crazy.
So
So
did you ever see his face?
uh once, and I'll tell you this, he has a nose, eyes.
Ew.
The craziest part, he's got a
Oh,
Dude,
man.
it sounded a lot like it's Skrillex.
I don't know,
Dr.
man.
We won't put you on the spot this time. Maybe next time though.
Marshmallow's real name is Marshall Mello.
I loved him in that movie 9 Mile.
9 Mile.
That's how far away you can be, you and me in Texas, and still hear him.
Oh my God.
Right. 9 Mile.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
All right, man. Well, we're all out of questions. Do you got anything for us?
What is your favorite video game of all time?
Ooh. Right now, well, I can tell you right now, I absolutely love Pokemon Legends Arceus.
Nice.
Overall, though, I'd have to say, oh man, I grew up playing Call of Duty World at War Zombies, so I'd absolutely like love just like playing that game over and over again. Just like it brings back everything, just the zombies, and
Just love the zombies.
love the zombies.
See, I loved
yeah.
World at War Zombies, but I think I talked about it. Oh no, I did talk about it in a previous episode, but I watched 28 Days Later, way too young, at a sleepover by myself, and it was raining outside, and that was just like not the best idea. So that like traumatized me for zombies. Like even though they're Nazis and like they're not real, still just like the way that they move and the way that they just wanted to eat you and come at you, the inhumane part of it, that part messed with my mental. But my favorite video game, it's probably a tie between Halo 3 and Modern Warfare 2. Just like the amount of like friendship and like community that was a part of those games that it's really hard to find now, on like a consistent basis. That's probably my answer. Been stuck on League of Legends for the past like 2 years. Unfortunately, my mental health has been steadily declining, but
oh no,
we'll get out of gold eventually. But thank you so much for coming on the show, man. We really appreciate it. We really appreciate you, your artistic journey, where you're at now, where you were at when you started. I love being able to hear this progression, not only within yourself that you've communicated through social media and such, but also in the music that you're producing and releasing. I can't wait to see what else is coming out from the project. I'm so happy that Ellie got released. I can't wait to see the anime movie that you make about it all in 5 years. I just know it's going to happen. I believe in you. And my name's Tony from Electric Talk.
And I've been Sean.
Tony and Sean, thank you so much.
And this is Skrillex. Just kidding. This is Slushii. He's been a fantastic guest.
Dang, I kind of want to end it like that. And then just have Skrillex's face come over. I mean, you've never seen Skrillex and Slushii in the same place at the same time.
Never.
Never.
Once.
Never ever.
So many people right now are like, wait.
Wait a minute.
Wait, what? We're interviewing Skrillex?
Duh.
All right. Well, just thank you so much.
I'd rather interview Slushii.
Yeah.
So thank you, man. And if there's anything else that you'd like to leave the people with, now is your chance. If not,
new music coming very soon. And it's just the beginning. Just the beginning of everything that I've been trying to set into motion. So yeah, a lot of Slushii coming very soon.
Let's go.
Lots of
And
flavors.
that partnership with 7-Eleven coming in real hot. So we'll see you on July 11th somewhere, I'm sure. And
Yes.
thank you so much for coming on the show, man.
Yeah, thank you so much.